He's already dead. At least that's what everyone thinks. Deep inside a supernatural tomb, surrounded by monsters that have already taken everything from him. His team, his strength, his options. Joo-Heon Suh is bleeding out on the cold stone floor. The man who put him here isn't losing sleep over it. In fact, that man is probably celebrating right now. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back. Back to the moment the world stopped making sense. The year is 2025, and everything changes overnight. Without warning, without explanation, tombs begin appearing across the globe. Not ruins, not historical sites. Actual supernatural structures rising up out of nowhere in cities, deserts, mountains, oceans, everywhere. The world wakes up one morning and the rules are completely different. And inside these tombs, relics. Ancient artifacts of impossible power, each one granting its owner abilities that shouldn't exist. Strength beyond human limits. Knowledge that defies logic. Control over elements, over people, over reality itself. One relic could turn an ordinary person into something the world had never seen before. You already know what happened next. The moment word spread about what these tombs contained, the entire planet lost its mind. Governments scrambled to understand what they were dealing with. Corporations mobilized entire teams to get inside them first. Ordinary people, desperate, ambitious, fearless people, started forming expeditions, raiding tombs, grabbing whatever they could find before anyone else got there. It became the greatest gold rush in human history. Except the gold was power itself. Joo-Heon was one of the people who went in. And what he found changed everything for him, at least for a while. Deep inside one of the earliest tombs, Joo-Heon uncovered something extraordinary. The Archaeologist Relic, an ability unlike anything else being pulled out of these structures. While everyone else was finding relics that made them stronger, faster, more dangerous, Joo-Heon found one that made him smarter than all of them combined. The Archaeologist's Relic gave him complete information on every tomb and every relic in existence. Think about what that actually means. In a world where these tombs were appearing daily and nobody understood them, Joo-Heon could walk into any structure on the planet and already know exactly what was inside, where the dangers were, and what relic was waiting at the end. He was the ultimate raider before raiding even became an industry. That kind of ability should have made him the most powerful person alive. It didn't, because the world doesn't work that way. The people who moved fastest weren't the ones with the best abilities. They were the ones with the most resources. Corporations and governments locked down the tomb economy before independent raiders could capitalize on it. Laws were passed almost overnight. Regulations were enforced brutally. Using a relic against the established powers wasn't just illegal, it was suicide. If you had an ability and you wanted to survive in this new world, you had exactly one option. You worked for someone above you. You became a tool. That's when TKBM came for Joo-Heon. The CEO of TKBM had been watching him. He knew exactly what the Archaeologist's Relic could do, and exactly how valuable Joo-Heon would be with the right backing behind him. So he made an offer. The work would be dangerous. Joo-Heon would have to get his hands dirty. There would be things he'd do inside those tombs that he couldn't talk about outside of them. But he'd be protected. And he'd be paid. Joo-Heon said yes. For years after that, they operated together. Joo-Heon's relic led the way, pointing to the highest-ranking tombs, identifying the most powerful relics before anyone else knew they existed, mapping out routes through structures that would have killed ordinary raiders in minutes. And the CEO collected everything they found. Relic after relic after relic, the CEO accumulated power at a rate nobody else on the planet could match. By the time the rest of the world caught up to what was happening, TKBM's CEO had already become the single most powerful relic user alive. Untouchable, unstoppable, built entirely on a foundation that Joo-Heon laid stone by stone. People around Joo-Heon started asking questions. Quietly at first, then louder. Why are you still working for that man? You have the most valuable ability in the world. Why are you handing everything over to someone who treats you like an employee? Why are you making someone else a king? Joo-Heon never had a good answer. And then came the tomb that changed everything. Back to the present. Back to the dark. Back to the sound of monsters in the corridors and the silence where his team used to be. The CEO sent Joo-Heon into this specific tomb, knowing exactly what was waiting inside. This wasn't a mission. It wasn't an expedition. It was an execution dressed up as a job. Joo-Heon, lying on the stone floor with no way out and no one coming to help, does the only thing he has left. He makes a promise. Even if I die, I'm going to come back as a ghost and haunt you for the rest of your cursed, short life. He means every word. And then, something happens that even Joo-Heon, with all his relic knowledge, cannot explain. A voice speaks. Not out loud, not to the room. Directly to him inside his mind. In a language that only someone with the archaeologist's relic could ever understand. A relic is communicating with him. And it is immediately genuinely surprised that he can hear it. In all the time this relic has existed, and it has existed for a very long time, no human has ever understood its language. Joo-Heon isn't just rare. He might be the first. The relic studies him. It takes in his condition. Broken, bleeding, betrayed, minutes from death. And it says something that lands somewhere between pity and respect. It's a shame they're meeting like this, because this man, in this state, is still something worth noticing. Then the tomb fills with blinding white light. I will give you a chance, the relic says. And from somewhere in that light, a crow descends. Black wings. Absolute silence. A creature that moves like it belongs to a different set of rules than everything else in this world. The relic speaks its final words slowly, like a challenge being laid down, like a throne being offered to someone who has to prove they're worthy of sitting in it. Let's see if you can truly claim the throne of the king. Here's what makes this moment hit completely differently when you understand what Joo-Heon's ability actually does. The archaeologist's relic gives him information on every relic that exists. Every single one. He has spent years building a mental library of every power, every artifact, every supernatural object that has ever come out of a tomb. This crow, this creature carrying what might be the most significant relic he has ever encountered, is not in that library. He has never seen it before in his life. It doesn't exist in any record his ability can access. Whatever this thing is, it comes from somewhere beyond everything he knows. And then Joo-Heon opens his eyes. He's sitting in a police station. His leg is healed. The wounds are gone. He's breathing normally, sitting upright, completely alive in a place that is very much not a supernatural tomb full of monsters. He looks around. Something feels wrong. Or more accurately, something feels too right. The world outside the window is peaceful in a way it stopped being a long time ago. Normal, quiet. The kind of quiet that only existed before any of this started. The crow's words come back to him. Let's see if you can truly claim the throne of the king, and then it clicks. All of it, at once. He's been sent back. 15 years into the past, back to 2025, but not the 2025 he left. This is the 2025 before the first tomb ever appeared, before the first relic was ever found, before TKBM built its empire, before the CEO made his move, before any of it. The world doesn't know what's coming, but Joo-Heon does. He knows every tomb that will appear and exactly when. He knows every relic that will come out of them and exactly how powerful each one is. He knows which ones are common, which ones are rare, and which ones are so far above everything else that whoever claims them first will be completely unstoppable. Last time, he used that knowledge to make someone else a king. This time, there is no CEO, no contract, no getting his hands dirty for someone else's empire, no watching the person who betrayed him build a throne out of work that should have been his. This time, Joo-Heon Suh gets there first. Every tomb, every relic, everything. The man who was left to die in the dark just woke up with 15 years of advantage over a world that doesn't even know the game has started yet. And this is only chapter 1.